Minnesota's most consistently safe Republican District 4 congressional elections is the 6th, which is currently held by Congressman Tom Emmer. Well, Emmer does face a Democratic election opponent in November in Tanja Zakrata. As chair of the National Republican Congressional Committee, he has been focusing much of his attention on helping Republican candidates, including the president. I spoke to Congressman Emmer, who joined us from his porch in Delano earlier this morning. And joining us right now, Congressman Tom Emmer. Thank you so much for joining us.
Morning, Esme.
Want to ask you, first of all, about your health. I know you traveled with the president. You were at the rally in Duluth. I know you've been tested. How is that going?
It's great. Listen, I get tested repeatedly. I get tested several times the last 3 weeks. Got tested the day before the flight on Air Force One. Got tested that day. Obviously, with the news of the president last Friday morning, went in and saw the Capitol physician, Esme. This is the person, by the way, who treats Amy Klobuchar. He treats. There's a group of them. They treat Nancy Pelosi. They treat everyone, Republican, Democrat, in the House and the Senate. I went in and sat down with him. He asked me the questions. There was no sustained close contact, which is defined by the CDC and the experts as being within 6 feet for 15 minutes or longer. Obviously, we were around the president, but never had that prolonged type of contact that close. He said, get tested. So we got tested again. Test results came back. The Capitol physician told me that you're good, you're negative, you're cleared to travel, you're safe, you don't have to quarantine. And then before we got on the flight last Friday night, we actually had the same conversation with Delta's healthcare experts. A third-party medical advisor did the same testing, or at least ran us through the same protocol, and determined that we satisfied all protocols. And quite frankly, I really appreciate the question, Esme, but I was so disappointed that the trust science, trust experts crowd actually became very hypocritical and made it a political issue last week. But I'm doing great. I've been tested again repeatedly since the flight. My latest one came back Thursday as negative again. So
okay, and we want to point out to our audience that you are outside actually in Delano, so we can hear the wind blowing in Delano behind you. I do want to ask you, the president holding a rally at the White House yesterday. He's holding one tomorrow in Florida. Is that a good idea?
Look, the president has the best health care the world has to offer. If his physicians are clearing him, then absolutely. That is the key. It's interesting that people don't want him to move. People don't want to trust the science now. People don't want to listen to the experts. Again, I know that the president is listening to the experts, and if they give him the clearance, just like myself and my colleagues last week, look, we don't do anything that would endanger other people. We listen to the experts, in particular the healthcare experts. So if he's been cleared, then I think he should be allowed to do what every other human being is allowed to do.
Let me ask you this. There's a new poll out that shows the president is down 12 points. This is an ABC News poll, national, but it shows he's down 23 points amongst women. Is that something you're concerned about as someone who goes all over the country and here in Minnesota to elect other Republicans?
Of course, you always have to be concerned, but you also have to keep in mind, Esme, that in a world right now where almost 2/3 of Americans refuse to tell people where they are at politically, and why would they? I mean, they risk being verbally assaulted, physically assaulted. They worry about what their customers will think. It's just it's a very difficult world to express yourself in. So I don't know that you can trust any of the polling. And if you go back, I did this for one of my colleagues. I took a snapshot of the 1988 July 21-22 presidential preference poll, which showed Mike Dukakis at 55% and George H.W. Bush at 38%. This has been going on for a long time, Esme. This is the same types of things that were going on 4 years ago, that, the president, the current president, then candidate Trump, was not even close. This was going to be a landslide for Hillary Clinton. It didn't work out that way. And I think we should take all of this in. Absolutely, we are concerned about the message. It's about the economy. It's about safety, peace in our streets. there's a clear choice that's going to be made on November 3rd, and frankly, it's being made by many people right now. And I think there is a large silent majority. There were 8.5 million people, Esme, that showed up in 2016 to vote for this president. They didn't show up in the fall of 2018, but now that this president is back on the ballot, I fully expect that 8.5 million people that do not poll, I expect them to be showing up at the polls and voting.
All right. Well, Congressman Tom Emmer, that's going to have to be it. Thank you so much for joining us from Delano.
Thank you. Enjoy a beautiful fall day, Esme.
Absolutely.